What's up, nerds, and welcome back to episode 4 of the weekly catch-up. Today we're talking about Shazam, we're talking about Jupiter's Legacy, and we're talking about another giveaway.
Before we carry on, congratulations to our winner of the Okoye cover issue. You're going to appear right here, so that's you. Congratulations on winning. DM us on Twitter or TikTok and we will send that out to you. Congratulations. Now, to enter this week's giveaway, which is going to be a pop of Dala from Shazam, then all you got to do is make sure to comment on this video anything you want about the video, and you're in a chance to win that pop, which will be announced next week on next week's catch up. If you like this video as well, you can always like it, and if you want to join us on our journey, subscribe. It helps us amazingly. It's not amazing, it's amazingly. That's one word, Joe, sorry. Great, right, let's talk about Shazam.
And let's talk about the very small teaser trailer we managed to get out of DC a couple of days ago. Have you ever seen a trailer that short, or a teaser that short?
10 seconds. I mean, I'm not sure I've seen one that short. I think I've seen like snippets of trailers, but not an actual trailer or a teaser trailer that short. Like Eternals, for example, which you spoke about last week. That was a teaser trailer, so it should really fit in the same category as the Shazam one, but the Shazam one was extremely short.
I kind of liked it. Like we talked about last week about how I just wasn't excited for Eternals after seeing the trailer. There was just nothing in it that made me want to watch it. And DC somehow in those 10 seconds of showing the bits of the new Shazam suit and him standing in the foster home dining room has made me want to go, I want to go see Shazam 2. I don't quite get it, but it's just, I feel like they just encapsulated what Shazam was about in those 10 seconds. Whereas with the Eternals, they had, what was it, a minute and a half trailer?
Yeah, about a minute and a half.
So I still have no clue what's going on. So, yeah.
I think it might be though, because obviously Shazam, we've already had Shazam 1. And so they're like, okay, let's make sure you know that it's the same sort of film. We haven't changed it dramatically. Whereas Eternals, we haven't had anything of Eternals. So maybe it's kind of like, okay, let's keep the mystery going. Let's not explain why the Eternals haven't intervened in world-ending situations until now.
Yeah, which is
I'm still bitter about that because, but they're going to explain it. They're going to explain it. It's all going to be fine. The MCU is still going to be good. All right. It's good. What do you think of Shazam's suit, the new one?
I like it. I was watching something and they were talking about how reportedly the old suit was only that kind of comic-y and that kind of fun, that kind of childlike kind of make because of difficulties in filming with a different suit.
Oh wow, okay.
So this kind of like childlike suit, this very basic, very much straight off the comic page, pure bright red suit, was the only kind of thing that he could wear at the same time as filming without it kind of falling apart, and they didn't have time to create and remaster a brand new suit. And to be fair, that could be all rubbish, but I was watching someone who was talking about that. But it's quite an interesting point, and they were saying that obviously because of the time between the two movies, they've had time to streamline this, they've had time to look at what can we do with this Shazam suit. And also, with the new Black Adam film coming up, if they're going to bring these together, we know from the comics that Black Adam always has pretty much the identical suit to Shazam, but obviously different colours. So we can kind of picture this is what Black Adam's suit is going to look like too.
Yeah, it's weirdly you mentioned Black Adam because I think this week The Rock, who's playing Black Adam in the film coming up, posted, like, Rock's obviously like this huge megastar on Instagram. I mean everywhere as well, but mostly Instagram. And he posted a photo of him like working. Like it definitely wasn't staged at all. Like there was no staging. It was very natural, and I mean, I love The Rock, but it was staged. And so he's sat there and he's working away, doing some writing. And you can see, like, there's a little bit of his... He was wearing, like, a gown or something, but you could see basically the top of his suit. So you could see the top of his Black Adam suit. He is so excited to play Black Adam. So I'm so glad as well they've updated Shazam's suit, because you're right, it's just a mirror of Black Adam's, so that they can make Black Adam's suit insane. So, like, it's a subtle move forward, but I think it's needed. So, yeah, I'm a lover of the suit as well. Was there anything interesting in the teaser trailer that sort of gave us any big clues about the plot or anything like that of Shazam 2?
Interestingly enough, you say that, Chris, there's the one thing that he says kind of clues us into that we're going to see, hopefully, another light-hearted movie, a very kind of like a tongue-in-cheek, very comedic version of Shazam again. Purely from what he says, I think he's standing in the dining room and he just says, "Whoa, why is it so dark in here?" And that was what a lot of people saw as like a little reference to not only the darkness of the usual kind of DC universe, but also to kind of other mentions of how dark it is. So you look at Deadpool, he talks about how dark the DC universe is when he breaks that fourth wall. And obviously with Snyder's Cut being probably the most recent DC release, it's being especially dark, it kind of gives us that reassurance that we're still going to see that same funny character that we saw in the first movie.
Yeah, that's so cool, because that might not even be part of Shazam breaking the fourth wall. Like, it could, I mean, it could be, but it could also be that the trailer team have like cut that to a point where even like the whole production people are like, they're making a joke on his behalf. Like, it's part of the plot that he says why they're so dark in here or whatever. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I love that they're taking bits from DC and they're trying to make their films a bit more everyone friendly. Like, I remember, I think it was Justice League, they reshot loads of Justice League stuff that Snyder had already filmed. They reshot it with Joss Whedon because they wanted it to be a bit more lighthearted. I think it was because of the success of Guardians. What was that, Batman vs Superman? It might have been Batman vs Superman, I might be getting my films mixed up. But yeah, and that, yeah, I don't want to upset any DC fans, but wasn't great. So yeah, that's interesting. I'm actually looking forward to it. I love Shazam. It's one of my top DC films. So Shazam 2 is going to be a big watch for me. A big watch.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that is what it is. Like you said, it might not even be a so-called breaking of the fourth wall, but from what we can see, that's not a specially shot extra bit that won't be in the movie. That looks like it's going to be a scene in the movie. Yeah. So it could be referring to anything that's going on there. But yeah, like you said, I'm really excited for Shazam. I think it's going to be brilliant. And I'm always excited for new releases as well. But yeah, what I know that you're not excited about is the fact that Jupiter's Legacy has been cancelled, mate.
Yeah, and I think I actually mentioned it, and I think I've talked about it a bit on the weekly catch-ups, Jupiter's Legacy. I actually really loved it, and news this week says it's been cancelled. Mark Miller confirmed it's cancelled after one season, and I never read the comics, so I never had that. You know, you like read the books before you watch the film. I never had that experience. I just went to the Netflix series, so I was pretty gutted because I had nothing to compare it to, and I just enjoyed it. I just enjoyed it for what it was. But it's been cancelled. Reportedly, it cost $200 million to film season 1. Yeah, which is pretty mad. And I think that obviously has some, because Netflix is the streaming service, it's the end goal. So unlike films where they show at the cinema first, they have box office income and earnings. Netflix don't have that. They don't even have adverts. So if they spend 200 million, they spend 200 million. Like, no one's like buying Netflix. Everyone has Netflix or has access to it, so no one's buying Netflix to watch Jupiter's Legacy. And so I think that kind of had a bit of a role to play in why it was cancelled. Apparently, other parts, other reasons, shall I say, was that Mark Miller, who wrote Jupiter's Legacy in the comic book, who owns Miller World, which is like his universe, so Kick-Ass, Huck, all those kind of Miller films. He sold Millerverse to Netflix in 2017, so Netflix have all the rights and do whatever they want with it. But they had creative differences. So Mark Miller, who wrote it, Netflix, who wanted to push it into a TV series, had creative differences, and so that could have caused some of the tension as well. The pandemic definitely hasn't helped, and to the point where they just released all the actors out of their commitments for any more seasons or episodes, which is a huge shame because I really enjoyed it. I thought it was good, and they left it on a cliffhanger, so I'll never know.
You'll never know.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
It's just sad, mate. It's sad. It is sad when something you like and enjoy and it just gets cancelled. It isn't. But we move on and we live on. The guy who plays the Utopian, Josh Duhamel, said that it was like being dumped by Netflix, and so he posted this photo on Instagram of him like absolutely shredded as the Utopian, and he was like at Hulu, like hoping Hulu would pick it up as a series. It was pretty good, but thankfully that isn't it for the Jupiter's Legacy universe. Mark Miller basically said that next up is Super Crooks, and he's writing this live-action TV series, which is basically the same universe as Jupiter's Legacy, but it focuses on the supervillains. So it focuses on the bad guys, which will be good. And hopefully we might get some cameos of the Utopian or any of them. So
Netflix is running that one too, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's all Netflix. Mark Miller basically works for Netflix now. He got a huge payoff for Miller World, and then he said, like, look, I'll just stay on as part of my company, and I'll help write the next few stuff. Which is, I mean, he's literally rolling in so much money right now.
Absolutely.
But yeah, so it was a bit sad, but it wasn't great. Like, if you look at it objectively, there was weird wigs, like the wigs didn't look great, the beard didn't look great, but I could see past that. And I mean, I don't want to get emotional, mate, but I am really annoyed that it got cancelled.
Real men cry.
Yeah, exactly. And they do, just not maybe on camera. So it's sad news for Jupiter's Legacy, but positive news for Shazam. It was a good week. There was way more than we spoke about with news about Spider-Verse 2, which is the best Spider-Man film in the world, and loads more across the nerdy universe. But if you want to win the pop that we said about at the beginning, the Dala Shazam pop, then please make sure to comment down below. Comment something about this video. Did you agree with us? Did you disagree with us? Do you want us to talk about something else? And then if you like the video, like it, and if you want to watch any more, then please subscribe, and we will see you next time on Everything's Nerdy.